Hello class, welcome to ECE 120L, Introduction to MATLAB. We're about to meet, unfortunately, there's an nCoV scare that we need to be safe and be in the comfort of our home since nCoV is widely spreading. So, fortunately, we will not be doing our experiment in our laboratory, but I hope you'll be resourceful to have your own MATLAB in your own computer or any device so that you can perform the experiment even while you're at home. So I'll be guiding you uh, to the software that we are going to use, which is MATLAB. Uh, from here, and then I'll give you the activities you need to do, and submission would be on this portal also, the BBL. So welcome again. So I'll be guiding you with uh, this introduction to MATLAB. So MATLAB stands for Matrix Laboratory, not Mathematics Laboratory. It's Matrix Laboratory. It's an interactive software for numerical computation and graphics. As the name suggests, MATLAB is specially designed for matrix computation like solving linear equation, performing matrix transformation, factoring matrix, and so forth. But the most advantageous part of this is the graphical capabilities, and you can run programs through it to solve other mathematical computation besides matrix. So MATLAB is supported in most of the operating system like Unix, Linux, Macintosh, Windows, and so on. So what's the advantage of MATLAB? Why do we need to use MATLAB? First and foremost, it simplifies the analysis of mathematical models. It frees you from coding in low-level languages. Why? Because it has built-in mathematical tool. If you want to use a tool, you will just call uh, a simple command and it will give you the answer for those mathematical problems. Next, it provides an extensible programming visualization environment since you can create software using MATLAB, and most especially, it provides a professional looking graph that you don't need to set the different settings for that. It's already uh, given to have that graph. This is the window for MATLAB. Even the newer version, you will have this. So the main window on the right is called the command window. This part is the command window. This window is where you interact with MATLAB. So the prompt sign, this part indicates where you are in the command. So if we will type in a equals 7, it will give you uh, an answer a equals 7. So in the top corner is what you call, top left corner rather, is what you call the workspace window. This is the workspace window. And on this side is the current window, current directory. You can swap these two by clicking on either current directory or the workspace. However, the first MATLAB, if you will be using MATLAB as the first time, the current directory and the workspace are empty. But upon doing programs, you can see that all of your variables will be saved uh, in the workspace. For example, I type in a equals 7. This variable a will be placed in the workspace. While in the bottom left corner here, this is where you can see your command history. Whatever command you have already inputted in MATLAB, you can see it here. Now, as you can see here on this tab, this is where your current directories are. You can change this by clicking this and finding the folder that you want all your files with regards to MATLAB will be saved. If you click here, you can browse any program or any folder that you want your programs to be saved. So that's for the MATLAB window. Now, if you're finding it hard uh, to solve a mathematical problem, there's also a help system for MATLAB. You can go to the window and click on help, and you can search what you want to search regarding the mathematical solution, and it would open the help window. Or there's a shortcut for that. You can click in the command window help in whatever command if you know the command already, and it will give you how to use the command in the command window. Another useful MATLAB command is the look for command. This will also search for commands related to a keyword that you type in. Just like using a calculator, if you will not set a variable for the answer, it will save your last answer to a variable ans. The problem here is while you're doing that, the last value of ans will be the last computation that you have done, and you cannot call other values, because if you call in again ans, the last answer that it will give you is this one. So you might encounter E. E is used for notation for very large number or very small number. If you have seen this negative 1.3412 E3, that means it's negative 1.3412 times 10 raised to 3. If you see a negative number, it will just be times 10 to negative 1. There are also built-in constant for MATLAB, which you can find in the help menu. So, for example, you type in pi, it will give you the answer for this one. And you can also do the format for E. You want it short, you type in first format short E, and you type in A equals pi. And the answer will be like this: 3.1416 E raised to 0. If you type in format long E, the answer will be like this: until 15 significant number. If you type in just format long, it will just give you this without the E. If you want it format short, it will just be the default setting. So just like uh, if you have used Excel before, it only uses the basic arithmetic operation. You have the plus, minus, multiply, divide, and raise. And it is used in conjunction with brackets. The symbol raise is used to get the exponent. For example, 2 raised to 4 is 16. Now, another example. If you use 2 plus 3 slash 4 asterisk 5, it will give you an answer this. As you can see, It's not the same as MDAS rule. But MATLAB use it as 2 plus 3 ports times 5, and not the other way around for the MDAS. Because MATLAB works according to priorities. First, quantities in bracket, powers, multiply, divide, working to the left, up, working left to right, and plus minus left to right. So these are the sample command which you can find in the help menu. You have the sign for the hyperbolic cosine. These are just the other example. And so as this one, for exponential, it's not e, but you use a exp. For natural logarithm, it's log for ln in your calculator. And the common logarithm is you use log 10. And for square root is this one. Or you can use you can just raise to 1/2. It will be the same. It will give you the same answer. Now, one good example a while ago, you can see that all of the answer, if you will not set a variable, will be saved in ANS. To be able to call the variable again, you have to set a, or you have to assign a variable. Now, to create a scalar variable in MATLAB, you simply have to enter a valid. Later, I will tell you what are the valid variable name at the command line and assign it using equals. For example, like this. You will type in height equals 5. The value 5 will be saved in the variable height. If you type in width equals 4, the value 4 will be saved in the variable width. And you can, if you type in the command window again height, it will give you height equals 5. Like this. This saved in the workspace rather. And you can call it again many other time as long as it is saved in the workspace. So these are the one I told you a while ago. There are a number of rules as to variable name you can use. First, it must start with a letter, followed by letters, digits, or underscore. Why? You cannot start with numbers since it will be treated as a number. So these are some of the example. X12 is allowed, rate underscore const is allowed, flow underscore rate are all acceptable, but not vector A since vector A uses a uh, subtraction command. So you cannot use this since it is dash is reserved for subtraction. Next, variables in MATLAB are all case sensitive. This one is different from this one, and different from this one, and different from this one. They are all treated as different variables. Next, I think no one will do this. Must not be longer than 31 characters. Next, I said in this example, must not be a reserved word that is saved in the MATLAB. You cannot use sign or SIN because it's reserved for the sign command. And it must not contain punctuation characters. Now, the font for MATLAB is quite confusing. You might confuse 1 when you type in 1 and L. It's somehow similar to each other, and 0 and O. So be careful with that. Now, you should choose variable names that indicate the quantity so that you will not get confused when you're calling the variables. For example, you want to assign a variable width to the width of a rectangle. So you type in width so that it will be easier for you to understand or call it again when you need it. If you want to set it for water flow, you can type in water flow. So it will be easier. Now, you can see the variables in the workspace by looking by looking at the workspace window. For example, this one. If you want to clear it, you just type in clear with, and this will be cleared. If you want to clear all, you type in clear, and all of the variables in the command window and the workspace will all be cleared. Now, if you don't want to display the output again, because when you type in, for example, height equals 5, after you enter, it will display this, height equals 5. If you don't want to see this one again, to save the space in the command window, you will just put in a semicolon. This will be, if you type in enter, this will be saved in the workspace, but it will not display it in the command window. Now, the next thing you need to do is to go get the activity number 1 and then try to do the experiment on your own. If you have question, you can message me here at BBL, and then I will put on a portal for the experiment, uh, and then I will give you the format for the lab report, which is submitted every Friday. Since today is our activity, uh, the submission will be next Friday until 12 midnight or 11:59 on Friday. That will be our work through for the whole term. After the activity on Saturday, you will submit your after the activity on that day, you have to submit the activity for that day on the portal, and then I will create another portal for the lab report, and it will be submitted Friday before our next class. If you have any question, you can give me a message on BBL, here on BBL. Okay? Thank you and good luck.